Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for at least Kubera Season 2, episodes 58, 59, 60, and 61. So this next section, Frozen Tears, is 13 chapters long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do for this week, for next week, and for the week after that. But if in any of the first two of these I read through 4 chapters and it's been like less than 45 minutes of recording, then I'll do the 5th one that week. If not, if neither of the first 2 weeks, then the 3rd week will be 5 chapters. So one of these 3 will be 5 chapters. If one of the first 2 is kind of short, then I'll do the 5th chapter there. If not, the last one will be 5 chapters. At least that's how I'm planning to do that. At least that's the current goal. So either way, we just finished off Grudge, I think was the title of the last one, and it's, again, a real contender for best. We had some very serious, heartbreaking, but exciting stuff happening. So it seems like there's a very good chance, spoilers if you just clicked onto this video and haven't really caught up to where I am in Kubera. We just had seemingly the death of Teo, unless Teo survives somehow, which very well could be a possibility. There's a lot of magic and stuff like that in Kubera, and I'm not sure the limits to help her survive that there could be. And if she is dead, then that's crazy, because that is like one of the biggest pieces for the human side of things down, and it seems like the city, Calabloom, is going to be in a lot more trouble than it would have been in before. So yeah, I guess that's about it. It's just like, where do we go from here? Do we just go straight? Like, it seems like Frozen Tears is like, okay, we're going to see a bit how Guntarv is feeling about all of this, what his reaction is. But the thing is, like, if it was 1 or 2 chapters, that's one thing, but given that it's 13, it's like, are we getting into, like, the full invasion of Calabloom here? What is this going to end up looking like? So, yeah, intro aside, let's get into reading the first chapter, and as always, for all of these chapters, I'll do the afterword at the end of it. So, let's start out. I'm just excited to get back into reading. People, like, Kubera has just been, I've said it again and again, one of the best things I've read for the channel, and people just keep hyping it up more and more, like it's going to get even better. So I'm excited to see where we go from here. We have Teo and Guntarva. You're trying to heal her. It's no use. You know no one can bring back someone who's already, no one can bring someone who's already dead back to life unless you're the god of death. So god of death, I was thinking, isn't one of the gods like the god of resurrection or something like that? I would have thought that they would be the one who can bring them back, but no, apparently it's Yama. Oh my, you could have saved her, only if you stepped up a little faster. What a shame, huh? Come to think of it, Manaka died in a similar way, didn't she? And Sagara is pushing her luck here. Guntarva, you amaze me. How can you be so slow at things that you fail to protect anything or anyone? Enough. Why? Are you so sad that 1 human's died? Also, big thank you to Comments. I just remembered. Big thank you to Comments who explained the questions I had with Gnostica last time. That's kind of funny. It's not like you're a philanthropist like Shuri. You and Marana killed so many humans before I got here. And now you're shedding tears for just 1 human? I wonder what kind of meaning those tears would hold. Now, Frozen Tears Part 1. Why do you never talk when you're with the other guys? They treat you like a mute, since you only talk when it's just us two, of Clofe and Cloche. You get closer to them when you start talking with them. I don't want to be friends with anyone except you. Jeez, you're old enough to not be so stubborn. And it's not like we're friends, are we? You even left me and chased after some human in a Terra, remember? I wanted to be friends with it for a bit. Hey, you just said you don't want any friends except me. I mean, I wanted to be friends with it for that short while. I was gonna kill it in the end anyway. It's different from us being friends. Ah, is that why you were taking so much time and ended up running away with a burnt tail without even being able to kill it? Stop being sarcastic. Alright. There's no use in us fighting. Anyway, this place'll do. We'll wait here and enter the city when the closed space of Earth breaks. Then we'll carry out the mission Sagara gave us. Doesn't the closed space of chaos have to be broken first? It's already broken. Look at the sky. And they can see the stars clearly now. Since it's been broken, it's only a matter of time before the closed space of Earth breaks down as well. Do you know what Sagara told me in private earlier? I'm thinking of letting Gandharva go. Let him go? What do you mean? Truthfully, taking care of the closed space of chaos was the last task we needed Gandharva for. If he had done it nicely, we might have kept him with us for the rest of our plan, but that indecisive idiot couldn't manage one simple task. How much time did we waste because of Gandharva? I've waited long enough, and I'm sick of seeing him acting like a good man. I'm changing the plan. Gandharva will be the one attacking the city. You're not planning to tell him everything, are you? It could also put us in danger, not just the city. You know what he was like in the Shura realm back then. Although his vigor was mostly used up right after making an ocean, he was still frightening. If he truly gets angry, it may not matter how much he's recovered now. But he's still just a Gnostica who's under the restriction of realms. He's not only unable to take Shura form, but he's also in a weakened state in every aspect, even in human form. And I think this is the first time we've specifically called it the restriction of realms. If so, I kind of like just calling it that, having a word for it. And I'm assuming that the restriction of realms means that you're more powerful in your respective realm, but weaker in other realms, and it's probably not the same amount of weaker, because it seems like gods are still very strong, and of course Shura are still strong in the human realm, but it seems like what the restriction is that gods are probably pretty much unbeatably strong in the god realm, but are weaker in the other realms. Shura, again, are stronger in the Shura realm, but weaker in the others. And humans, though they are naturally weaker than the gods or Shura, they at least have a better chance in the human realm. Maybe humans aren't really necessarily affected by it. Humans might just have the same strength elsewhere, but they're better off in the human realm because then gods and Shura both have a debuff. Also, Gandharva has a lot of transcendental skills sealed by Taraka. The seals of transcendental skills would have been unsealed if Taraka had died and resurrected after that. But that Taraka is still alive. I can tell because I still can't use my skills that were sealed by her. So, basically we only need to dodge from him, according to the circumstances. But to the humans in that city, it'll be like a living hell. I get what you mean. We're going to use the Gandharva tribe's emotional resonance? Yes, for now. Gandharva started having severe mood swings after he met Menaka, and there's always been controversy if he was qualified to be king. As you know, when we came through the gate, Gandharva couldn't keep calm and caused the emotional resonance, and that led the whole Gandharva tribe to be violent. I'm sure it wouldn't be so difficult to provoke him to cause the emotional resonance now. But no matter how many Gandharva tribe halves there are in the city, it won't be enough to destroy the city. There should be a lot of halves from different tribes or humans as well, right? Of course, there's more to our plan. Sagara is expecting something much greater than that. She said we'll have to be able to sit back and have everything worked out for us. Or we'll be able to sit back and have everything worked out for us. So they're planning to use the emotional resonance, but like they said, that's not enough. So it's probably that Sagara is trying not just to make him angry, but also to potentially just turn him and manipulate Gandharva himself. Just watch how unfit Gandharva is to be king, and how the city will collapse. What's going on? The closed space is gone. Did Teo walk out of the boundary? What was his name again? Cha? It started with CHA, right? Was it just Char? That's too similar to Par, though, so probably not. We can't just wait here, Clary. Let's go out there and check. But we have the two of them. It might be just Chard. C-H-A-R-D. That might have been his name. Clary? Zard, that's what it was. Okay, nope, I was wrong. We have an emergency. The Gandharva halves are acting strange. They're all crying and becoming violent. Oh, and it's happening to her as well. That's cool. To have one of the strong characters we were introduced to be one of the Guntarva halves. Watch out, Zard. She turns on him. So, what now? Looks like you've been weighing it all up and ended up choosing the priestess. But she's dead now. So, are you going to change your mind again? Hang on to your daughter or something? Yes. Ah, so that's it. Your faith is so light that it would fade away with just a blow. Well, what can I tell you? I do not wish to keep you as my comrade when you're so indecisive and unreliable. I can never know when you will betray me, and it seems that your daughter isn't as important to you as I thought she would be. No, Shakuntala is important. Oh yeah? That's strange. Then why have you already forgotten what I said about her if she was so important to you? Just after I came through the gate, I told you. And we get a flashback to it. What happened to your daughter? I didn't lie, Guntarva. It was only that you didn't believe me. And we get to be continued there. Very good chapter. I just love that Kubera. I love the journey that we were on toward like the second half or so of season 1. But season 2, we've just taken our few characters that are important, and I say few like it's not a couple dozen, honestly. We've taken this cast, we've put them in this city, and we've just had a hard focus on the character drama, the character development, the interpersonal relationships, and the personal feelings and growth or lack thereof or regression of the characters, and it's been just incredibly good. I think season 2 has just been, again, I've said it a bunch, masterful writing. It has been so good. But before we continue to read more, let's go check out the afterword. The afterword this time says, Sakura recalling how Manaka died. I thought that my drawing style hadn't changed that much, but when I drew this episode, I looked at season 1, episode 39 again. And Sakura, you look really so unfamiliar. Guntarva's eye is in Shura form. The icy scene looks mysterious, but it's just Guntarva's eye. Clofe and Cloche sitting down. Clope doesn't usually appear, but today he had a short scene. How many episodes has it been since he had any dialogue? And then text untranslated for the next one. And actually, before I go on to the next thingy, I actually want to double check the pronunciation of Clope and Cloche. How should I be pronouncing that? Okay, trying so hard to not look at any information other than just the Korean name, and that is Kur is the first character, Ro is the second, and third is Che, so it is just Kuroche. Okay, so Kuroche, Cloche is fine, and then let's check Clofe. For Clope, it is the same Kur, and then Ro, and then Pe, so Kurope. And then they don't have an F sound in Korean, they just use P for it. So Kurope or Klofe, either way works, whether it's a P or a F. So I'll probably say Klope, I guess. And I also now realize that I might have been saying Pei. It's not really A as much as it is Eh, but, you know, I have horrible pronunciation, so forgive me. But either way, let's go into episode 59. That weak defective thing died long ago. I knew it, but I didn't want to admit it. Then for what? Have I been... And he thinks about Shakuntala as a child. Frozen Tears Part 2. Year End 5, the Shura Realm. It's already been 5 years since we've been locked up in here. So many of us have died, yet the god who promised to make an ocean has not come yet. God will never come. You think it makes sense that a god would come to make an ocean? Sorry about that. Something with OBS crashed and I had to restart my entire PC to fix it. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's never happened before. No idea what that was about. So either way, I think I double checked the footage. I think it crashed right like here where I was scrolling down. So I think it maybe was when I was reading, you think it makes sense that a god would come to make an ocean for Shuras. I'd rather believe that Taksaka's female than to believe that. Both you and Guntarva are so foolish. If a god was going to come, he would have come already. Saying that God isn't here yet only means that he had no intention from the beginning. You think Guntarva can make an ocean here? Gosh, I'm sick of listening to other guys whining, and now you. Gandharva might die if he tries to make an ocean. He might or might not, right? All of us are going to die at this rate. Thankfully, Gnostica from other tribes are not attacking us yet, but you never know what will happen as time passes. Right now, we're like fish thrown on dry ground. We're the easiest prey in the Shura realm. So rather than just waiting for the end of us, maybe we should try making an ocean. We have an eruption, cutting through an entire mountain. Urvasi, listen carefully. The transcendental skill I just used can destroy an entire planet in one blow if I use it in the human realm. But here in the Shura realm, it doesn't do much damage like you've just seen. So what do you think Gandharva making an ocean here means when you think of it for the human realm? So were they actually... I was thinking they were debuffed. Are they stronger in the human realm? My words just slipped out of agitation. Anyhow, changing the environment in the Shura realm is much more difficult than it is to do in the human realm, and creating something's even much harder than destroying it. Since Gandharva's not a god, it's not easy at all. Please, do not distress him any more. Just by maintaining the environment as it is, he's losing his authority as king. I think at least his few remaining friends should stay on his side, don't you think? I'm sorry, I must have gone out of my mind. It's just that I feel sorry for our tribe mates, since they've become prey after becoming so weak without an ocean. Just like you said, Gandharva's trying his best, but our tribe mates are keep dying. How much longer do you think we'll be able to hold on? 100 years? 50 years? Probably less than that. We sought safety to the point where we even chose not to help Ananta. I can't believe this is how we all end up. I want to see more of them. I really like them. And then we see Shakuntala. Did she maybe sacrifice herself to create an ocean for them? Then, Dad, Shakuntala, haven't you gone out to welcome Marana? I'm sorry. Huh? For what? Looks like a Rakshasa got lost today and went into the neutral zone outside our territory by mistake. If we were in the human realm, he would have returned safely, but since the environment here makes things disadvantageous for us... that's because he left without listening to me. You don't need to be sorry. That's not it, Dad. I thought nothing like this would ever happen. Only if you made us an ocean. I'm so foolish, right? When I know that you'd be in danger if you make an ocean. But I still thought it would be better to try something rather than collapsing like this. I only thought like that for a brief moment, but when I realized what that would mean, I became so sorry to you, Dad. That's why I started to cry. I'm such a bad daughter. No, Shakuntala. That only means you're good rather than bad. Whether it be your family or a complete other being, you love every living creature without discrimination. And actually, maybe this is setting up how he becomes lost, so to speak, in the human realm. Don't worry so much. There's something Vishnu promised me. Gandharva, I know your tribe is very weak against the toxicity of the Shura realm, but for the time being, we don't have any other choice but to hang on by purifying the area with your own powers. I'll talk to the other gods. Just until an ocean's created in the Shura realm, hang in there. Vishnu is a god who sees the future, which means he made me that promise because he saw the future of God's coming and making us an ocean. So let's trust him and wait a bit longer, Shakuntala. So again, yeah, this is either Vishnu is straight up lying, or it's something that will happen, and Vishnu knows it will happen. Everything's going to be fine. Someday, we'll be able to live in such peace, where we can even forget all the pain and sorrow of today. We have an eruption. Oh my, what is that? The Taraka tribe. Huh? But I've never heard of any Shura in such a form from the Taraka tribe. I'm sure it is. I can't use any of my transcendental skills right now. Then what do we do? Don't worry. The Taraka tribe's weak, so I'll stop it here. So you go and report. I also like that what separates the tribes, instead of all just being descended from one Gnostica, is that all of the Gnostica of one element joined up together. I like that. And then they are crushed. Jeez. We have more of them coming. To be continued. So this, maybe it's Frozen Tears, because we're not only getting the reaction and stuff of Guntarva in the present time, but we're also getting this backstory about how things ended up like they did for the Guntarva tribe, which is really cool because the flashback stuff is great. The stuff we got last time with the Ananta tribe and Sagara, even though it wasn't like a ton of the arc, it was just a little bit, mainly in one chapter, I think that was really, really, really good stuff because Sagara's character just developed so much from it and benefited so much from it. But either way, let's go read the afterword. Okay, the afterword here says, small Shakuntala holding a flower crown. It's been a while since we've seen Shakuntala. Have you figured out who this chapter is about? Then a pic of Makara. Text is not translated. Text is not translated. Wind blowing in Vishnu's hair. When you look closely at Vishnu, there's no eye color. I didn't color it. The black part's just an outline. Then hordes of Taraka. In the scenes with the Taraka tribe, when you saw those things floating in the sky, if you thought to yourself, I saw those before some time ago, and recalled a certain past scene, you're a master of Kubera reading. I thought they were just the same kind of ones that were there when we were going through the passage. Like maybe they were also in a different flashback. Again, this is why, I'll have to wait till tomorrow for Pyro's read through, but this is why going back through with Pyro reading is going to be helpful for me. But either way, that's it for this chapter. Let's go to episode 60. Episode 60 is starting with the Taraka Shura and their seeming invasion. I can take one by one, but there are too many of them. I can neither use transcendental skills nor take Shura form. This is pissing me off. Shuralization of a Gnostica is considered a transcendental skill, so when they're exposed to the eyes of the Taraka tribe Shura, they must fight in human form. Really, it almost felt to me like the human form was something they would do to disguise themselves. Or I guess, there'd be no point since they do it in the Shura realm too. But they can't go into their full forms. This is just showing how crazy OP the Taraka Shura are. So I wonder, are there any actual Taraka Shura who are actual human-like other than Taraka herself? Or are they all just these sort of creatures? Because these would to me be I don't know, I guess they're human-shaped. But they're so it's they're more than Upani. Is this what a Rakshasa would look like from Taraka, where they're just human-shaped but still monstrous? Udvasi, no message from Guntarva yet? I'm butting in because I couldn't just pass, but I'm not going to risk my life for the sake of your tribe. Hanuman, third stage king of the Yaksha tribe. Okay, so after Yaksha died, we don't know if Hanuman is still king, but we're now seeing the current king. And they made Hanuman seemingly in female form. Of course, we know they can change back and forth here, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure Hanuman in Hindu mythology is usually masculine, right? Or maybe I'm just wrong. But that's cool. So that's the king of the Yaksha tribe currently. Then Makara's trying to convince him, but I don't know how things will turn out. I really like Urvasi. I knew Shakuntala takes a lot after Manaka, but I never thought she'd be so stubborn in a situation like this. And we have to remember, this is N5, so this is only 11 years ago? No, I'm not going. As I said, if only a few of the powerful Shuras are going to get away from here, I should not be included. Think of the many Rakshasa who will have to stay here and die when they're so much stronger than me. You're driving me crazy. Shakuntala, do you even have any idea of how precious the time we're wasting right now is? That's exactly why you should just go. I can't leave the other kids behind. Please, let me stay here and spend my last moments praying for them. And again, we You haven't really seen any other Gandharva, Rakshasa, or Nastika in the realm of the humans. Only like lower ranks and Gandharva himself. So it feels like Gandharva's the only one who escaped in the end. Unless there are more, we just haven't gotten to see them yet. You seem to be mistaken there. I'm not doing this to save just you. Vishnu promised me an ocean, he says. Gandharva, get a grip. Do you still trust that bastard? It's strange. He must have seen this coming. But why? Gosh, Shakuntala, do something about your father. Truthfully, I don't even care if you stay here and die. But if your father decides to stay here and pray with you, that'll be a big problem. Dad, you can't stay here. Please go. You're the king, you're the king. For the sake of our tribe. Yes, I'm the king, so for the sake of the tribe. If you come back to your senses. We have no time. Make up your mind. Hanuman said that she saw Taraka's true form heading this way. And of course we see the form that everyone sees other than... So I guess, yeah, this is the form that everyone sees other than Yuta. So I guess they just can't take humanoid form, and they just always look like this. It's dangerous, Dad. You have to hurry and go. Who has to run? Shakuntala's dad, or the king of the Gandharva tribe. What are you talking about? Both are... If you want Shakuntala's dad to survive, Shakuntala has to live as well. Dad, but I told you I can't. If Shakuntala dies, Shakuntala's dad will die with her. And that side of him, the part of him that she knew. And we see that he didn't actually die because he kept the faith that she was still alive. Because Shakuntala's dad is the Gandharva that was with Teo, the one that Teo knew. Teo didn't know the king of the Gandharva tribe. Teo knew Shakuntala's dad. Makara, take Shakuntala with you. I'm going to make an ocean. If I succeed in making an ocean, I'll be able to save the entire tribe Shakuntala loves. But the chances of failing's just too high. Then things will be much worse than they are now. If I can no longer purify the area around here, Makara, you make sure Shakuntala's safe. What a cheeky last wish. He grabs onto her. No, Dad. If you try to make an ocean, you'll... That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. You love everything, Shakuntala. But you can't hold on to everything you love. That's too much greed. And again, I love him saying this when this is now referring to him. If you want to gain something, you must learn to abandon something else. If you try to hold on to everything, you'll end up losing it all. Just like me. And we have him back in the present. Sagara, it looks like... Yes, things are going as I thought. What an easy king to manipulate, huh? He always calls Agni an idiot, but in my point of view, he's the real idiot. Shouldn't we not run further? I'm worried he might follow us. No, I've seen him run wild a couple of times. He's not in any condition to recognize his targets properly. We just have to stay alert, away from him. He can't even take Shura form, and his range of attack is limited, so... Are you sure he can't take Shura form? Says Pingata, looking up. Yeah, I'm sure. And then Sagara notices. What? What the... But how? And is this everything just getting destroyed in his wake? We have Asha reacting. What was that? I just swallowed. And then we have a massive barricade of ice rising up, essentially. Oh my, what is that? I keep thinking every panel that this is where we're going to get our to be continued to cut me off. And now we have just the absolutely massive state of his form. Like, not planet-sized, but still, like, massive at this point. To be continued. Very cool chapter. Once again, getting really deep into the character stuff for these Shura. I really want to see more of the Gintarva tribe. I want more Shakuntala if she isn't dead. I want to see a bit of Maraka. I want to see... I mean, Hanuman's not part of the tribe, but more Hanuman would be neat. I think the Yaksha tribe is one of the most interesting to me. I think the idea of just like the mammals, the like non-hoofed mammals is really cool. So I'm really excited to see more of that one. But then especially, I really like Udavasi's design and character, the teeny bits we got to see, so I want to see more of Udavasi. So either way, let's read the afterword. Afterward this time, as text not translated. Do you remember seeing Hanuman somewhere before? She's the third Yaksha king. Shuri was the second. Oh my god, is Shuri dead too? Some fans have been calling her Airavata, but I don't know why. She's not Airavata. And that might be because of the gender thing I mentioned. Udavasi cares very much for Shakuntala, but Marika has no interest in her. He doesn't even really like her. And then... Lee's coughing. It's refreshing to finally see the main character after a long absence. Okay, very good chapter. Let's go on and maybe do one more. And I just realized that I reacted to that entire thing in the wrong screen. So here, if you want to glance through the afterword without the filter over it really quick, I just wanted to throw this up here for a few seconds. Okay, now let's go to chapter or episode 61. And for this episode, if I can get through it in like 10, 12 minutes or less, then I'll do a 5th chapter this week. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter either way, but always to me, my thing is if I can get extra work done earlier and then have less work later on, then, you know, I'm going to like front load as much as possible. I'm going to get things done early. That's just the way I am. Typically, I try to get things done as early as possible. It's just... man, would you not be able to tell from my YouTube schedule the way I'm always struggling to get things done. But, yeah, I'm excited to read. It's not really work to read Kubera. The work part comes in editing, because I hate editing. Even though I don't edit much, I just cut out, like, pauses and things like that. Cut out any breaks. Even though that's all I do, I hate editing. Either way, going into the chapter. So many doors. Are all of them for security? Let me make sure I'm actually on the right screen for this. I am. So many doors. Are all of them for security? Yes. Opening them is difficult, but closing them is even more difficult. I don't know why I'm doing this for you so late at night. Come on, what are friends for? By the way, are you putting in so much effort, or are you putting so much effort in protecting these because they're God-class items with no owners? No, actually it's not that they don't have owners, but because they're owned by gods. These are different from other God-class items, because they must be in state that they can be taken by the gods whenever they descend to get them. I have no idea when that'll happen, though. And then we have the bang here and Sierra reacting. What was that noise? Is there another accident with the neutral bow? Sierra, why don't you go up there and check it out? Claude is so untrustworthy. I can look at the items by myself. No, you can't. Come with me. Wait. So this is 2 of the human strongest fighters here. We do still have 2 other priests. But Claude is just... I get the feeling that we're supposed to think Claude's a bad guy, that he's sketchy, but he's actually good, and Kurigam's just trying really hard to misdirect us. But he's just so outwardly sketchy. Again, I think he's so outwardly sketchy on purpose to make us think that he's sketchy and he's actually going to be a good guy. But maybe he is just straight up that, suspicious. Oh, when he leaves his hat behind? Is that what it is? There's got to be something going on there. That's got to be some plotting. No, I came all the way down here for nothing? Now, Frozen Tears Part 4. We see them looking at the ice. Oh man, what the... Sierra, you should go to the stone of the closed space for now. Take your priest candidates just in case. Yes, I was about to do so, but what about you, Claude? You're not thinking of going back to see the items in a situation like this, are you? Of course not. I know this isn't the right time to do that. There's something more urgent than the items for now. Wait, where'd he go? I asked him to wait here. You mean Yuta. Why is he with you? His sponsor is Asha. It's a long story. Sierra, you need to go, or you need to hurry and go to the stone. And then, no, I can't win. I'm scared. Scared. We will die. Everyone will die. And he's freaking out. We have these eruptions. What the hell's happening? What's wrong with the sky, and what are those ice mountains? And why are people fighting each other? Right, because now all of the Guntarva Habs are freaking out. What should we do, Asha? Should we stop them? It'll take forever to stop each and every one of them fighting, though. It looks like it's only the Guntarva Habs who have gone out of it. We were also prevented from taking a boat because the Guntarvas had gone too aggressive near Misty Shore. Mr. Ansirafe, as a citizen of Misty Shore, do you know anything about this? Mommy, save me! Right, because it's just like the whole reason he's scared of halves to begin with. Right, Ron has half phobia. He's useless. Please, carry him for now. Carry who? You mean Ron? Hang on. This sword, I can't carry him with one, or only one hand. Let's carry him and go to the Magician's Union. The Fighters' Union must be in a ruckus because of all the halves. I need to go talk to the other magicians in the Union. Talk? Then even you don't know what's going on? By looking at the Guntarvas who've gone wild in that ice, there is something that I can think of. But I'd like to believe that my guess is wrong. If it's right, this is a very serious problem. Again, because couldn't the entire planet just be easily destroyed? And there's nothing that can be done as far as I can think of. Teo should still be alive, we're seeing Elwyn. It should be that she's gone outside the boundaries for a bit. But that thing, something like that being here, could mean she's... We're seeing Marina now. I've flown quite far from that, but I'm not sure whether this is far enough. That's the smallest form that I've ever seen, but that's definitely Guntarva's Shura form. How could a Gnostica take Shura form in the human realm? Shall I approach him and try to talk? Is it because he's lost control that he can take Shura form? No, I shouldn't. I can't be sure if he's sane or not at the moment. And it looks like the plan Ryagara told me about didn't go well, so I should watch how everything goes. At least he's staying still without making any violent movements. And then we have thumping and rumbling. Damn, the close space of Earth should still be active. If he approaches the city in that state, the turrets will... We see them firing. Of course, the turrets wouldn't do any damage to Guntarva in his Shura form. Then I can tell if he's sane or not by watching how he reacts to those attacks just now. We see him cracking through the barrier. What's he doing? If he's thinking of breaking the closed space, he should have used his transcendental skills. Maybe it's because A, he can't think, or B, because they're the ones that are sealed. What? He just broke the closed space by headbutting it. It's being restored, though. The priest must be standing by the stone. Still, sooner or later, the closed space will end up breaking. If he uses a transcendental skill, when only his headbutting's that destructive, this place is still dangerous. I should get further away. Then he grabs onto Elwyn. You'll end up dying if I leave you here. I'm going to send you somewhere far away. And then we have the flapping as he flies off. We have seemingly stuff rising up. It almost seemed like water rising up and forming into ice energy of some kind. I can't really tell. See, I can't really tell. This looks like the ground is cracking and we have the blue stuff. And then from the crumbling ground, we have this like purple rising up. And I'm like, is that water? Or is that just energy from the planet itself? And then as it goes up, it looks like it forms into this. Is this like the formation of an ice beam going on when it's his transcendental skill? But then it starts going out. So maybe he was going to fire a transcendental, but he's regaining himself? Either way, though, is this a good place to end, or should I do one more? Because I actually kind of got spoiled by these next two thumbnails, scrolling down a little too far. I guess I will do one more, because this was kind of, yeah, it's only 8 minutes. Let me read the afterword first, though. Text not translated, then Claude almost achieved what he wanted, but then failed. It seems that some of you were confused about Sierra's gender because of the way his coat is around his arms. I addressed him properly this time. And then I worried about drawing Ron here seriously or comically, but I didn't want to draw him crying seriously, so I made it funny. Do you feel like this artist is always trying to make Ron the butt of the jokes? Hee, I should have drawn Lise funny too. Then text not translated for Kentaro Shura form. Okay, one more chapter. Let's read, or one more episode. Let's read 62. We start this one with a Terra. Just clicking over to the next chapter and just seeing this nice, peaceful sky is so different. So we're starting with a Terra here. You mean, a number of superior Shuras from the Shura realm are on this planet Willarv at the moment, and there are even Gnostica among them? And then he's nodding. We have Cossack here. So the blue-haired girl who attacked back on the 12th month was also a Gnostica after all. Come to think of it, Agni was calling her Sagara. And Agni's looking out. Agni, stop staring out the window and let's talk about this together. I wonder if he can sense it. Again, how far and how do the senses of, like, Shura and God's work and everything. Frozen Tears Part 5. Oh, and about the Garuda Shura that you lured away, Mr. Cossack. If we put all the evidence, including what witnesses we've seen together, all the Red Sky incidents that happened around many villages along with the attack on the 10th and 12th month were... And then Agni grabs onto her. What are you doing? She blushes. Well, you seem to be agonizing so seriously. Of course I am. This is a serious situation. Wait, what does that have to do with you hugging me? It has so much to do with hugging you. How's that so? Cossack, how long does it take for you to get to Calibloom? Let me go first. Mr. Cossack may get the wrong idea. So, it's so funny how Cossack is just like the get-out-of-jail-free card, basically. When a Terra's getting attacked, then now Calibloom's getting attacked, it's just send Cossack. Not interested at all. Calibloom, it's a bit far to fly, but if I use the transcendental skill Crescent Gate, it'll take around half an hour. Is there any other way to get there faster? There will be things clinging to me when I pass through the gate, so regardless of the distance, it will take some time. I see. Then I'll depart for Calibloom right now. I'll manage alone somehow for that half hour. What? Is there something wrong in Calibloom now? So he can basically just instant transmission himself. It's nothing serious. You don't need to worry. Call over a magician who can manage the closed space while I'm gone. Right. Cossack's daughter would be suitable. Agwin, was it? But I can take care of the closed space. That's my job. Or is he going to want her to come along too? No, don't do anything. Just eat something nice and go to bed. What? Are you saying that because of my vigor? You must be planning to fight over there, right? I didn't know. I thought since he basically resummoned himself, I didn't know that he was still relying on her vigor at all. Brilith, do you want me to go back to the God Realm? No. Of course not. Then, stop being curious and go to bed. And don't worry about anything. That's the way you can help me. Alright then, Cossack. Is he already gone? Or maybe just because of the way that he resummoned himself, maybe he is still reliant on her vigor, but because it wasn't her summoning him, because he came of his own will and everything, maybe now it just doesn't have as much of a toll on her. And then, Cossack, is he already gone? What a good kid. I love this. I love scenes like this in different media where it's like, instead of waiting around, Cossack was like, okay, if it's a matter of I need to be there within 30 minutes or whatever, let me go ahead and get a head start. Anyway, Brilith, I'll be back soon. And he vanishes. The work I can do as a priestess. Can't help him in any way. My vigor will only drop if I worry about more things. To him, it's more useful for me to just sleep than to stay awake. What am I... Again, relaxation, being happy or glad and not worrying about it is probably more helpful. What am I to him? And then we have the closed space going away. The closed space is broken. No, it was restored right away. So I was thinking that partially it's like, okay, so if Agni just shows up to bail them out, then that kind of leaves less for the characters here to do. But I like the idea of, you know, Agni has to try to stop Gantarva without the two of them just destroying the planet. And in the meantime, for the other Shura that are going around, like the Rakshasa and everything, we can have the characters deal with them. Like last time, how we had Irie and Prawl doing things. This time we could have characters doing things like we could see what happens between Zard and Clary. We could see, I mean, are we really going to see Sierra doing anything other than trying to keep the closed space up? I guess not. We could see Claude maybe do some stuff, our characters here. It'd be nice to see some of that. The closed space is broken. No, it was restored right away. Priest, are you okay? Priest. And then, this is bad. Gather everyone who's capable of taking care of the closed space now. This is an emergency. Clear that up later and come out now. Everyone with the right attributes has to wait by the closed space stone. We never know when it'll break again. Hold on. The fire here isn't going out. Thanks. I got here fast, thanks to you. And we see just, I guess this is just one of the priest helpers for, I guess, a triple Kubera person who can keep the closed space up. But even if you don't put out a fire properly, it could burn everything down. But if you don't put out a fire properly, it could burn everything down. So be careful next time, miss. I will. Where's the priest? By the closed space stone. Are you sure? Or are you that god who was summoned in Atera? Let's skip such small talk, okay? If I don't hurry, the city will vanish from the map. And we see the ocean coming. That must have been what it was last time. Basically just summoning up an ocean. We see this massive, just on a planetary scale, it's visible, thing that's happening. The water is splashing down. We see the water spreading over the land here, too, from both of these panels. That's cool. So when we were seeing the energy come up out of those cracks, that's what we're seeing here. It's the energy coming out of the cracks. So last time, if I go back and look, it'll probably be more obvious that what we're looking at is the scope of the planet itself. The energy's coming up out of the cracks. The water is then flowing in from that and then filling out this chunk of land. And now the energy coming from the cracks is dissipating, just leaving the ocean behind. It finally stopped. We almost died even before we got to the Magic Union. Ron, I know that you're afraid of halves, but you need to get up. You've been calling me Mom since earlier, but you should know that I'm 20 years younger than you. Calling me Mom's a bit too cheesy. Fainted. He's out cold. It seems that the whole city was saved from being submerged, but it's strange. The closed space is still being maintained in a situation like this, along with the fact that it's even stronger than before the attack. Wow, the Earth Priest must really be good, or must be really good. Now, apart from his abilities, the current Priest of Earth cannot maintain the closed space like this because he doesn't have much vigor. The thing is, the attribute of the closed space has changed just now. The God of Fire is here. And now we have Agni standing up to Gantarva. To be continued, and that's where we end. Very cool cliffhanger. So yeah, frozen tears, because now we're having to deal with a planetary calamity the size of Gantarva losing control. And I would assume when they clash, much like way back at the beginning of the series, we're going to get into some deeper character stuff with them, maybe some more flashbacks. I'm just so excited for more stuff like that. So yeah, with all that aside, I had a lot of fun. Let's end the video, but first let's read the last afterword. Last afterward this time, there should be more widespread damage, but the barrier wasn't destroyed, so the city's only half submerged. As for the people who were in the places that are now underwater, let's just believe they were able to get away safely. Then while Gantarva is the type who deliberately uses his looks as an advantage when he went through a terrorist checkpoint, Agni doesn't think about his looks that way, but he lights a fire in many people's hearts. He's a sinner, cackling emoji. Lise actually holds the Sword of Return in one hand and holds Ron with the other hand, but looks like she couldn't take care of the satchel Ron was holding. And that's it. So, with that aside, I wanted to go back to the end of last chapter, and now we can see more clearly that it is the energy rising up, and then this is a look from the planet itself. It's not the purple stuff going up into the air. This is just the water that's already there. And we see just the massive cracks forming through this whole area of the planet. And then water seeping out. And then as the big transcendental ocean creation fades, we have the water left behind. So now, Calibloom can become like a beach resort city. It might not have the temperate weather for that, but, that's what we're left with. Okay, well, with all of this done, I really enjoyed these chapters. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Kubera, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. And if you want to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, that's appreciated. But if you want to help support the channel and also get your name at the end of every video and get One Piece videos a bit early, then you can hit join down below to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Hawley, Magical Girls, Efranono, Abyss Knight, JA, and the D-Band, Cheriton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pater Owl. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support. I really had a lot of fun with this one. These chapters were so good, and I really want more of these characters. So either way, thank you, and I'll see you all next time.